Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, 31st August 2017. I am Pamela Diaz. Residents on Nevis are asked to have their communication and disaster plans ready and be prepared as Hurricane Irma approaches the Caribbean. Giving us an update on the status of Hurricane Irma was Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, NDMD, Brian Dyer.
We are encouraging persons to be aware of the hurricane that is in the mid-Atlantic. It is approaching the islands and would pose a threat to our islands sometime early next week. We ask persons to ensure that their preparatory actions are completed or in the process of being completed. We ensure that you stock up on your dry foods, ensure that your plants or trees around your home are trimmed, and ensure that you protect your documents at home. Also, we encourage you to establish a communications plan if that is not in place.
Dyer clarified that Hurricane Irma has the potential to become a Category 3 or 4 hurricane and encouraged the public to be prepared.
Hurricane Irma has the potential to become a major hurricane. It is forecasted to become probably Category 3 or 4 later this evening or early Saturday morning. So we encourage persons as much as possible to get their preparatory actions in place and be ready for if anything were to impact our country.
He also used the opportunity to assure residents that the NDMD are in dialogue with the key stakeholders and will keep the public informed via the local radio and television stations. St. Kitts and Nevis has undertaken an enhanced country poverty assessment project, which is slated to take place from September of 2017 through to June of 2018. The Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, has received grant financing from the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, in an amount equivalent to $2,783,000 United States dollars towards the cost of the enhanced country poverty assessment project, and intends to apply a portion of the proceeds of this financing to eligible payments under contracts procured under this project. The Nevis Island Administration Statistic Department has been conducting meetings with proposed enumerators to prepare them for the upcoming surveys. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr, spoke to us about the upcoming surveys.
The data from these surveys normally go into the planning process for government because it gives an idea in terms of what is the social status of the most vulnerable persons on the island, and therefore it will enable us to tailor our programs, especially our social program, so we can reach the most vulnerable groups within our community. Next week, Wednesday, the 6th of September, we'll have the official launching of this country poverty assessment. And then thereafter, the enumerators will be in the field collecting the data.
Director of the Statistics Department is Doriel Truss Phillip.
The purpose of this survey is to see the level of poverty within the communities and the different areas in Nevis, and to determine the level of poverty that is being experienced here on Nevis. So the government do encourage all citizens that are selected for this survey to be good participants and to make sure that you work with the enumerators that will be coming to the selected household.
Truss Phillip urged the public to cooperate with the enumerators and exercise their patience.
The main part of the country poverty assessment is the household budgetary survey, and that is where the enumerators will be coming to selected houses to do interviews with the household members, anyone that is 16 years or older. For the first time, the Statistics Department will be using tablets to undergo this survey, and so we're asking the general public to be patient with our enumerators and to give as accurate as information as is possible.
The enumerators are expected to begin visiting households by Wednesday, 6 September 2017. The Department of Agriculture recently reconstructed an onion shed in the New River area to bring its maximum storage capacity to 1,000 pounds, doubling the amount of storage they've had in past years. Extension officer responsible for the New River estate, Rubin Vifus, outlined the purpose of the addition.
This onion shed was built just a month ago in June. It was sponsored by FAO. Well, it wasn't totally built, actually. It was just lengthened. We do some adjustment to it. Actually, we put on an extra 10 feet at the back. One of the reasons why we rebuilt or we reconstruct this house, we had problems with storage of onions. Every year, there is one of our main problems. We lose onions sometimes up to 60%. I could remember just about a year ago, we used an entire field that was about 8,000. So this, at New River, we had 4,000 pounds of storage capacity, 2,000 in the shed and 2,000 in the ginnery. So recently we improved it, as you notice, and we up to a storage capacity of 8,000 in here now. So we actually quadrupled in here and the 2,000. So now we have 10,000 pounds of storage capacity at New River.
Vifus emphasized that the addition will be a benefit to the Department of Agriculture and by extension the people of Nevis.
It will help us a lot because now that the onions, the onions keep moving regularly. So you won't get that amount in storage. What help us to if the place is dry, then you find that you won't get we could leave them longer in the field.
Vifus was a guest on a local program dubbed Eye on Agriculture with its new host, Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Huey Sargent. Still to come, NTA's Marathon and Running Festival slated for September. The details when we return.
Wali, the Queen of the Caribbean. Bathed by its crystal shores, is the Caribbean's best-kept secret. Nevis is known for its rich culture, which remains entrenched in the island's everyday life. We boast of having the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Culturama. The birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, my little 36-square-mile island, is the home of the Bath Hotel, which is the first built hotel in the Caribbean. Don't forget to take a dip in the therapeutic Bath Springs. Take a few minutes to trot down to the ever-famous Sunshine's Bar and drink a world-renowned Killer Bee. Live Nevis naturally by exploring the magnificent waterfalls and hiking to the top of our 32 Nevis Peak. Our lush vegetation and landscape deems a visit here the perfect escape. Nevis, Queen of the Caribbean.
Welcome back. The Nevis Tourism Authority, NTA, will host their 4th annual Nevis Marathon and Running Festival September 7 and 9. Interested persons are asked to mark their calendars. Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the NTA, Greg Phillip, explained the event.
Nevis Marathon and Running Festival is happening on the 7th and 9th of September. On the 7th at 4:30, we have a 5-kilometer run, which is basically from the Samuel Hunkins Drive down at the Octagon all the way to Four Seasons and back. Very short race. And then on Saturday, the races begin at 5:30 in the morning. First race is the marathon. That's the first race to actually go. The marathon would go all the way around the island via Newcastle, run around the island and run back to Cades Bay, turn, and then come back and finish on the Samuel Hunkins Drive. At 5:45, then the half marathon goes. Half marathon goes from the same place, Octagon on the Samuel Hunkins Drive, over to the airport, turn, and come back. And then we have the 10K, which goes at 6 o'clock. that begins on the Samuel Hunkins Drive, goes to Cotton Ground, turns in Cotton Ground, and heads back to town.
Philip clarified that this year the NTA will be donating part of the proceeds from registration to the Red Cross.
We have a charity that we support every year. This year's charity is really the Nevis Red Cross. So part of the proceeds from the races, registrations for the races, will go to help to support the Nevis Red Cross. And we're really doing that because the Red Cross is very helpful. Every major sporting event on the island of Nevis, you see them there. And we think that it's very, very important to make sure that we support them also, since they're supporting the sports community on Nevis.
Interested persons can register for the festival online at booknevis.com or at nevismarathon.com. Persons can also visit the NTA location in Charlestown and complete the registration form. The Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, Timothy N.J. Antoine, will present the bank's 5-year strategic plan on September 7th under the theme Transforming the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union Together. In an official news release, the strategic plan, which focuses on economic transformation, is expected to reflect the goals of the currency union and identifies the ECCB's corporate goals and performance targets to help accomplish these goals. The ECCB strategic plan acknowledges the need to participate actively in the transformation of the region's economy and underscores the bank's commitment to working with member governments, financial institutions, regional institutions such as the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States OECS Commission and the Caribbean Development Bank, private sector institutions, social partners, development partners, and other stakeholders to achieve the transformation vision. The regional launch of the ECCB strategic plan will be streamed live via the bank's YouTube channel and Facebook page from 8:30 a.m. on 7 September. The plan will be available on the bank's website from the launch date. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Pamela Diaz. Thank you for viewing.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.